So I just wanted to do a quick video on just little things that I do throughout the day to guarantee me a successful install. I've thought about this for a few days, so I've been taking notes here on my phone. And first thing I can say is whoever that you get your carpet jobs from, say if you work for a flooring company, always do right by them. Don't get huffy and puffy if things don't go your way or something like that. You know, they're supporting you pretty much. They're the one giving you the jobs and everything like that. So just do what's right by them. If something happens, let it go. Look how many good jobs that you get versus if something happens saying you got messed over on a job, just write that off. You know, they're giving you work every day, so do what you can to keep them happy and to keep them giving you work. When you get to the job, you want to go in and first thing I do is I'll go in, knock on the door, and when they come to the door, I'll shake their hand and introduce myself. If they have pets, I'll most of the time, before I even get into their house all the way, if they have a dog or something, I'm going to get on the floor and I'm going to pet the dog and say, "Oh, good boy," and stuff like that. A lot of people really love their pets, so if you can be friendly with their little dog when it meets you at the door or something like that, that's going to be a nice little connection point right there with the customers. And connection with the customer is very important. This is people's homes that we're going into every day, so if they can't feel good about you being in their house, they're not going to feel, you know, they're going to be watching you and stuff like that. So you just want them to feel comfortable with you being in there. Let the customer show you around when you get in there. Don't go in there all bullheaded, rah rah rah, I'm going to get this job done and get out of here. Take a few minutes, let the customer show you around, let them see what you wanted, what they want you to do, and let them completely get all of their instructional stuff out of the way. And then you can say, well, I usually do it like this or something like that. Would it be okay if we done it like this? If they don't completely, if you don't completely agree with what they want done. But let them get all their talking out of the way with first before you start asking to do different stuff or demanding that you're going to do something different. Just let them do all the talking right off the bat, okay? While you're walking around and they're showing you what to do, what needs to be done and stuff like that, look at their house. As you're walking through, just look around at the walls and their artwork and stuff like that. Find something that you have in common with that person and strike up conversations about, say, if somebody's got travel pictures up or something like that, you can say, "Ooh, I bet that was a really nice trip. You guys are very fortunate to be traveling," and stuff like that. You know, if they're a tidy housekeeper, you can compliment them on their house. What you want to do is find something that they're proud of, which is very easy to spot in somebody's home because what they're proud of is going to be demonstrated in their home naturally. So find out what they're proud of, connect with them on that level, compliment them about it, okay? You want them to be your best friend by the time you leave at the end of the day. It's going to prevent a lot of problems if you are friends with them. Let's see here. Yeah, and a lot of times it's like 10 or 15 minutes from the time that I get walk in someone's house before I even start working, because I just walk around, let them tell me what they want and all of that stuff. And a lot of people have been done wrong. So over 26 years that I've been doing this, you can walk into all kinds of circumstances. You can get to somebody's house and before they even know anything about you, they're pissed off at you because the last guy did a sorry job. Okay, so you're on the downside already. Don't let their negative attitude affect your attitude. If somebody's pissed off already when you get there because some guy did them wrong on the last install or something like that, they've had a bad experience with other floor guys, don't absorb their negativity. You just keep right on smiling, keep right on being positive. Say, well, I'm sorry they done that or whatever. Or don't diss the man's work, because that's bad character right there, and people notice stuff like that. If you go in there and you say, oh, well, they shouldn't have done this or they shouldn't have done that, that's not good for business, because they're going to notice that you just don't dog other people's work. So you can go in there with your positive attitude, and if you don't absorb their negative attitude, they're going to absorb your positive attitude within a few minutes, I guarantee you, because I've done it numerous amount of times. You go to a job where somebody's already mad. If you don't give in to their bad attitude, they're going to give in to your good attitude. So just give it a few minutes, bite your tongue, or whatever you got to do, okay? Remember, they are paying your bills, okay? You're at that person's house. They are putting food on your table. They're paying your electric bill, your car payment, whatever it is. They are paying you, okay? So have that mindset when you get to a job that these people here that I'm going to are paying my bills. They are putting food on my table tonight, okay? You need to have that mindset and feel indebted to them, because in all reality you are. They're paying you good money to go do this job, okay? So don't rush in and rush out. There's just no sense in that, okay? Be confident, okay? That's another very important thing. If you can't present yourself confident, if the customer sees that you're not sure about stuff, and if they say, oh, this and this and that, and you're like, well, you scratch your head and you're not sure, that's a bad sign right off the bat. If somebody comes to do work at my house and they're not sure what's going on, then that's not good, okay? You need to be absolutely confident in everything that you say to the customer, okay? If you're not 100% sure, if they say you need to do this, this, and that, and you're not 100% sure, say, okay, that's fine. We'll do what we got to do. We'll take care of it or whatever. And if you don't know what to do at that moment, go on about the rest of the job and be thinking about that throughout the day. And whenever it comes to you, go do it, okay? Surely, if you've got any kind of experience, you can figure out pretty much any issue that comes your way with just a little bit of time. So think about it. Don't say right off the bat, no, that can't be done, because most of the time something can be done if you just think about it for a little bit, okay? So be confident. Don't seem like you know what you're doing. You want the customers to have 100% confidence in you. They're not going to have confidence in you if you don't have confidence in yourself that you can do what they're requesting of you, okay? So it's very important to be confident. Let's see here. If the customers ask you how long you're going to be there, always overshoot it, okay? Because that'll upset a customer. Say, if they say, how long will it take, and you say, oh, I can probably be done about 3 o'clock, say 4 o'clock, okay? That way, if you finish early, they're glad that you got done early. And if you say you get done at 3 o'clock and you don't get done until 4 o'clock, then you're running an hour behind what you said. They might have plans made because you told them that you was going to be done at 3. So always give yourself extra time. If they say, how long do you think you're going to be here, just for different things that come up throughout the day, because you don't know. You might pull up a room of carpet on concrete or whatever, and the tack strip just be shot. You might have, you never know in the flooring, okay? You can come across all kinds of stuff that will take longer than when you walk in, that meets the eye, that you can't see when you start tearing stuff up. So always allow yourself plenty of time. Even if you overshoot it a little bit, the customer will be happier if you're done faster than if you're done later, okay? Never use the homeowner's master bathroom, okay? That's their personal private space. I wouldn't want somebody coming in and saying, hey, can I use your master bathroom? No, always use the guest bathroom or the hall bathroom, okay? If you go in the bathroom and you after you use the restroom, wash your hands and all that kind of stuff, whatever you do. And if you sprinkle water or something on the sink, wipe it up with a towel, with some tissue or whatever. Don't leave a mess in the customer's bathroom. And make sure that you wash your hands thoroughly, because a lot of times they'll have white hand towels there. If you just run water on your hands real fast and then just wipe it on the towel, all you're doing is wetting the dirt on you, which is going to come off on the towel whenever you dry your hands on the towel. So make sure you get your hands clean before you use the customer's hand towels or something, okay? That's kind of just common sense stuff. But anyway, a lot of people don't do that. So be clean. It don't matter if the house looks like a pigsty. Don't leave your mess there. You can leave their mess there, but don't leave your mess there, okay? Treat them like they are in $1 million home, even if they live like slobs. It don't matter, okay? They're a customer and they are putting food on your table. That's end of story. That's what matters, okay? Whenever you're moving furniture or anything like that, show concern for the customer's stuff, okay? If you're if you're moving stuff out and you need to lean doors up against walls or whatever, take a scrap piece of carpet, a scrap piece of pad or something, stick between the doors and stick between the furniture that you lean on walls and stuff like that, okay? Take extra time on the furniture. Customers notice stuff like that. I couldn't tell you how many times I've had people say, I appreciate you taking your time on my furniture, and they notice it, okay? So just take your time with their belongings. Let's see here. Ask them where they want you to put the furniture. If you go in there and you got 2 or 3 rooms of furniture to move out, you can ask them, say, is it okay if we put it over here? A lot of times they'll have a space designated for you to put the furniture and stuff. So just ask them where you want it. Remember, they are your boss while you're there and in their home, okay? And you are in their home, so you got to keep that in mind. A person's home is their sanctuary, okay? So you want them to feel good about it, about you being there. While you're on the job, just, do a couple of extra things, okay? You don't have to make it out like, I did this and I did that and I did this. You can just throw it up at the end of the day. If you see something loose, say the rollers on a sliding door or a hinge that's loose or something like that, just take your screwdriver and tighten it up real quick, okay? It's not going to take you just a couple extra minutes. And then at the end of the day, you can say, while I was at it, I just tightened that up for you, okay? And little things like that make a big difference when it comes to customer service, because they really appreciate you going out of their way for stuff like that. Even if it's just a minute, it don't matter. It's the thought behind it that you would go out of your way to do something for that customer, okay? That wasn't in the original job, It don't even have to be related to your job whatsoever, okay? I've sanded down the top of doors and stuff like that if they're rubbing. You can take a candle if it's sticking to the paint and just rub wax on the door and stop it from sticking. Just anything like that that'll just take you a couple minutes. It's well worth it to make that customer appreciate you and feel good about you being in their home, okay? These little things like that, people notice, okay? When you get done with the job, they're going to be telling their friends and stuff about you. I couldn't tell you how many jobs that I get because of referrals and stuff, okay? I get just a lot, okay? They'll recommend me to their neighbors and all this and all that. You did a job for so-and-so and they give me your number and blah, 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 blah. So word of mouth is a great advertisement, okay? If the customer asks your help or something, if they can't answer with the answer that you would give the customer, you need to set them straight and say, don't be talking to the customer, okay? Not that they can't talk to the customer, but don't be answering questions, okay? If the customer asks your helper a question and he gives them an answer and then they come to you and ask you about the same thing and you give them a different answer, that is showing a complete lack of leadership and dysfunction. You guys need to float together and just be all smooth throughout the day, okay? You need to be on one page, both of y'all, whoever, how many ever people you got, need to be all on the same page when it comes to your jobs, okay? If the customer's getting told this by one person, this by another person, this by another person, that's complete dysfunction. That's not good for business, okay? So if they don't know what you're going to tell them exactly, make sure your helper says, you need to go ask the boss, or you need to go ask so-and-so. Don't let them respond and answer questions if they're not going to answer it just like you would answer it, because that's embarrassing as a boss, and it don't look good, period, okay? Because it's lack of leadership and complete dysfunction on the job. If you get the customers, which everybody gets them, that like to stand around and watch you work, carry on a conversation while you're working with them, okay? Don't just leave them standing there watching while you're working, doing your thing, being all awkward, okay? Because if they're just standing there watching you, they got thoughts going through their head, okay? If you're standing there talking to them, if you're working and talking to them while they're standing there watching you, their mind is on what you're talking about. They're not exactly paying attention to exactly what you're doing, okay? So just keep talking to them while you're working. Be respectful to your customers, okay? If they ask you a question, say yes ma'am, yes sir, no ma'am, no sir, okay? Don't be yelling across the house. If you need something from your helper, don't be yelling at them across the house, hey, bring me this or bring me that. Be quiet, okay? You don't need any extra unnecessary noises. You are in somebody's home. You need to respect that and be as quiet as possible, okay? Just no unnecessary noises. For instance, if they're in the living room watching TV while you're in the bedrooms or something, you don't want to drag the vacuum cleaner down the hallway over the towel because the wheels of the vacuum cleaner goes clunk, 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 clunk. That's just complete unnecessary racket, okay? You need to respect the customer's home and what they are doing while you're in their home working. Let's see here. When you're sweeping around the walls and stuff like that, I don't know about you guys, but when I tear carpet out, I'll sweep around the walls with a little broom, and then I'll do the big area of the room with a push broom. Well, it's very easy to just like bang the wall with the broom when you're sweeping out from behind the tack strip and stuff like that. Try to be cautious of that and don't do that. Just the customer being in the other room here and banging on his walls or her walls or whatever, it's not good, okay? They're sitting up there thinking, they're back there banging my walls and stuff like that, leaving marks all over. Even though it don't, just hearing banging coming from the other room from workers in a customer, if say you're sitting in your living room and somebody's back in there banging your walls when they're supposed to be working on the floor, that just don't go over good, okay? So just try not to bang walls even with the vacuum cleaner or anything, okay? No unnecessary banging. Everybody loves to laugh. It cheers everybody up. So throughout the day, try to make your customers laugh. Say something stupid. It don't matter if you say it to every customer. They don't know you say it to every customer because you're there for the first time, okay? I used a lot of my same lines over and over and over. For instance, if someone says, do you have enough light? I'll be like, well, most of the time my work looks better in the dark anyways, is what I'm told, so it's fine. Just stupid little stuff like that, and it makes them laugh and makes them feel comfortable and at ease, because you're kidding and you're cutting up and stuff like that, okay? So if they compliment you on working fast, you can be like, yeah, I dropped out of school because of recess, I don't play around, or something like that. Just make them laugh. It makes them feel comfortable about you being in their home. Make sure you keep your stuff clean, okay? If you're doing a couple bedrooms over here and then you got a master bedroom on the other side of the house, don't have your carpet fibers and scraps strode from one end of the house to the other. Most carpet guys will take the plastic off the pad and lay it down and put their scraps on the plastic and then tie it up at the end of the day. Well, once it gets full, tie it up and take it out. And if you're down on the other end of the house and you're strewing fibers all across the hallway, all down the hallway and out the door, excuse me, take your push broom and just push it all to one area there, okay? Don't have it strolled all over the house. Keep your job site clean. Let's see here. At the end of the day, whenever you're leaving, even if it's been a long day, especially if it's been a long day, because that shows more integrity and more character. If it's been a really long day and you're done, you're not just rushing out the door to get out of there as soon as you get your check, okay? Ask the customer, say, is there anything else that I can do for you before I leave? Are you sure you can handle this? Are you sure you can handle that? Be more offering, and I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say. Anyway, just make sure there's nothing else that you can do for them before you leave. They're completely 100% satisfied. If there's something out of the way here or something out of the way there, even if it takes you a couple extra minutes to leave, it's good, okay? That you would give your time, especially, like I said, I've done the same thing at midnight to customers. It'd be midnight, put in a 12 or 15 hour day, and it'd be midnight, and you still ask, is there anything else that I can do for you before I leave? That is, customers eat that stuff up, okay? Whenever you leave, say, please feel free to call me if anything whatsoever. If you have any questions, comments, or anything, if anything goes wrong whatsoever, please feel free to call me and I'll come back. It ain't nothing for me just to swing in here and take care of something real quick, okay? So let them know that you're going to be there. 9 times out of 10, you're never going to see them again anyway. But just the mental thing of them knowing that they can call you if they have any issues whatsoever, it sets a lot of it makes them feel good anyway, knowing that they can call you for whatever if something goes wrong. It makes them feel good. So I guess that's about it. I'll just run over the topics here. Do right by the carpet store that you get your jobs from, okay? Meet and greet the customers and their pets. Connect with the customers on something that they're proud of. Compliment the customers throughout the day. Only have one boss on the job. Let the boss answer the questions. Do extras, okay? Like we was talking about, tighten screws up or whatever, just little stuff. It don't matter. It ain't got to take a whole bunch of time or nothing like that. Just going out of your way to do something for them that you're not getting paid for is very good, okay? Be respectful. Say yes ma'am and no ma'am and stuff like that. Don't be yelling, make unnecessary noises or stuff like that. Make your customers laugh. They really like that. Sets them at ease. Keep your job site clean always throughout the day. Keep your stuff picked up. Don't let your bags overflow and have a big mountain of scraps in the hallway. Once it gets somewhat full, tie it up and get it outside, okay? Give a departure offering and laugh, okay? Offer to do something else before you leave. Is there anything else I can do or something like that? I usually tell my customers if it's really late, I'll say, well, my main goal is to make sure my customers are happy when I leave. As long as it's been, I'm sure you're going to be real happy when I leave. You know what I'm saying? Just make them laugh as you're on your way out, okay? If they're trying to, one thing I forgot, if the customer's trying to talk to you while you're working, say you walk in the other room to get a tool or something and come back and they're trying to talk to you, don't answer their question as you're walking away. Stop and give that customer a minute of your time, okay? Remember, they are putting food on your table and they are paying your bills. So have that mindset when you go in someone's home, and you'll be successful. You could even screw something up, mess something up, something like that. If you follow these little tips right here, it don't even matter. The customer's going to like you so much whenever you leave. They're not even going to complain about something that they're not happy with. They're not even going to let you know they're not happy with it, okay? Because they're going to be your friend. They're not going to want to cause you any extra trouble. So I hope somebody can get something out of this, and I hope it wasn't too demanding, too much over the top or anything like that. But those are just little things that I do on a daily basis to, just to keep peace between the customers, make sure they're happy and satisfied and everything whenever I leave the job. So I hope somebody can get something out of this, and I'm sorry it took so long to go through that. And as always, If you come to my channel looking for help and you got help, hit the subscribe button and show your appreciation. Thank you.